Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about habits, repeated behaviors, and routines. I will share a story about my beloved son Adam with you just to put the whole idea into more context that is relevant to you. So I've noticed something with my son. My son is very much like me. He's an avid learner. He gets very excited about learning something new, be it a new hobby, a book, learning a new language. So anyways, Adams comes up to me and he starts sharing his latest learning adventures, whatever that is. So I get very excited and I want to show him support. So I start intercepting and telling him about my latest learning adventures. And, my driver, why am I doing this is, I want to support my son. I want to show him that I also appreciate learning and avid learners. But then I noticed over time that Adam stopped sharing with me his latest learnings. So I started thinking, what is going on? I've been very supportive, I share also my love for learning. So why did he stop? What's going on? And then I read this amazing book that is called The Power of Habit for Charles Duhigg. Let me explain to you the model that Charles Duhigg mentioned in his book. It's called the habit loop. So let's see how the whole thing starts. So everything starts with a cue or a trigger, an activating event. In that case, with Adam's example, it's him coming up to me and talking about learning, which is something that excites me. So that's my trigger. There you go. And then, what is my routine? What's my habit? So I start talking about my own learning adventures. So I intercept him and it becomes, the focus shifts to me rather than him. So I stop listening and I talk. What is my reward? Why am I doing it? There is something hidden. There is a craving. And the craving is for showing my son that I too is an avid learner. So yes, I support learning. I'm still a student. I can still do it. That's my hidden reward from this behavior of intercepting him and talking about myself. What is the consequence on the long term? That Adam starts completely switching off and he stops talking to me about his learning because he feels that the focus is on his mom, not on him. So on the long term, he stops sharing. So you see how the habit loop works and it feeds upon itself. Now, the point here is, what do we have to change to break that chain? To break that loop and build new habits. So, if we look here at the model, you will find that the cue or the trigger will never change because you will always be activated and triggered once you are put in the situation. In my case, when somebody talks about learning, for example, with my son. So this I cannot change. Let's look at the second step in the loop. The routine or the behavior or the habit. This is what you could actually change. So let me again continue with Adam's example. So instead of me talking and telling Adam about my own learning adventures, how about if I change that and I start, ask him more powerful questions. So Adam, tell me more about that. So how did that feel for you? What is the impact of this and that you learned? What else are you interested in? Who else from your friends is this and that? So start asking rather than telling. So if I do that and change my behavior, what will happen with the reward? The reward will become actually doubled because I still feel like a student and I show my interest in learning, but above all, I also feel that I'm a great mom, I'm showing interest and care to my son. So now I get double the reward. I am a student, I am a learner, and I am also a caring, doting mom. So greater reward, covering whatever I got from before and even more. So added value here. And then what would be the consequence? This is gonna change as well. So this is changing. Why? Because my son will continue talking to me. He will even share more. So on the long term, I am actually getting a better consequence and a better reward. And that's how we break the habit chain or loop. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm gonna talk about this again and I'll give you more examples, but in a different video. Because if you want to integrate or internalize a new behavior or a habit, let's say I want to stop eating carbs, or I would like to start exercising, which is a new routine. So if you want to invent something new here, you have to work around these two elements. So you have to fix a different trigger and you have to play around with the reward. That way, you start manipulating this, the behavior. You control this better and get done whatever you want to get done. I hope you enjoyed that, and tune in because I'm gonna share more about breaking bad habits and building new ones. Have a great day.